let's illustrate how we can combine search, shared bookmarks, and people inside of our intranet as we search for content or locate people awareness. So in the bottom, middle of the page, I'm going to use the search bar, and I'm going to use underwriting as my text stream. And you can see the search results on the left-hand side. Those are provided by OmniFind. But if you notice, I'm clicking where it says, "Hey, learn or enable yourself on how to tag content." So we show tips and tricks inside the intranet also, and I just wanted to illustrate that real quick. So just talking about how we combine search and tagging, user-based tagging. So, OmniFind results on the left, and then tagged pages on the right. So here's a document that came up that was user tagged versus what you would find coming up from OmniFind. And it may come up in OmniFind also. So what I wanted to illustrate here is notice that the tag that was used was P&C Insurance and also underwriting. So you can have multiple user-based tags for content. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go over into our shared bookmarking, and that's a service that's provided by Lotus Connections. So I'm going to use the same P&C Insurance, and what I want to do is I want to find other websites or links that have been tagged by users. So the thing I wanted to illustrate is, there's 6 different websites, and most of them are Gartner documents. But you notice now we have related tags. So in addition to P&C Insurance, there's also property and casualty. So I can now combine those tags. And if you notice now, my results have been narrowed down to 2. So you can refine your tagged results by going kind of up and down and adding or deleting related tags. But here's where we start to add some more capability. And, it's not just a link, it's not just a document. People are also important as we start to locate information in our intranet. So as I navigate down through this result page, I can see that there's also people that are associated with these tags. And you notice anywhere that there's a name, you can click on that name to see a business card of that person. So when I click on it, I can see that it's Catherine DeGood, and I can see which community she's a member of, if she has any wikis or blogs, and I can also look at her profile. And the reason why that's important is, if you notice on the left-hand side, in addition to property and casualty, which she tagged the document, she's also been tagged as a consultant and as a healthcare specialist. And as I pull down her contact information, I can also see if she's online so that I could do instant messaging or real-time sharing with her. We also talked about in our discussion your backends of both LDAP using Active Directory and PeopleSoft. So what I'm illustrating here is on the same page is I can also navigate to Kathleen's team, and I see that Linda Graves is her manager. And now I can drill down on Linda's team to see who are other people that are on Kathleen's team. So we do a lot of this inside of IBM when we escalate. We navigate across, we navigate up, and we navigate down to find either people or expertise or resources within the organization. So again, we try to combine all 3 of those. So when we look at search, we search for, we have indexed search, we have user-generated search, and we can also search across our people databases. And we have kind of like a super LDAP that allows us to do that. But we can integrate with PeopleSoft or with Active Directory or both. So the last thing I wanted to illustrate is, let's say that I want to make a contribution and I want to tag some pages. So I'm reading your website, and I see that you have a green initiative, and that's something that I think is pretty important. So I could go up to my bookmarks, and I could bookmark this page inside my browser. But what I want to illustrate is how I can bookmark this for the rest of the organization. So I'm going to just pull down my bookmarks toolbar, and there's a little bot or widget that I can download, and it just drops inside of my browser. And this allows me now to tag content. So I'm at that green initiative page, and I'm slowly typing in P_and_C to kind of show you some of the folksonomy that's been user generated. And we talked about this in our last discussion on, you asked the question, is there an insurance-based taxonomy? And the answer was no, we don't really have one. But at IBM, we let the users determine what that content is, because they typically are using this vernacular and this is how people understand stuff. I'm also showing that property and casualty is also a common tag. So the more that people tag stuff, the higher these get rated. But the last thing I wanted to show you is how this can be integrated into day-to-day activities. So I'm working with Barry at ACE, and again, he's a member of our team, and I can tag this content and put it in this activity. And we'll talk more about activities later. But I just wanted to illustrate how we can tag content, how we can search for content, and how that can lead us to people inside of IBM.